relationship that people have with their pets are in many cases the longest and strongest relationships that they have throughout their lives, really. And you think that it's like, oh, it's with people. Well, in many cases, it's actually with pets. The pets are non-judgmental. They're always happy to see you. They're just, they play such a special part in people's lives. So people are very strongly connected to their animals. And so we see ourselves as not only an animal service organization, but a human service organization, because pets now play such a huge part in people's lives. People call them, oh, those are my kids. I don't have kids. My kids are the furry kind. The Kalamazoo Humane Society has a very unique and long history. And it started originally back in the 1890s. There was a couple ladies, Nora Gauss and Cora Miesler, that were concerned about the way animals were being treated. In 1897, they got together a variety of people. They were judges and politicians and local business people and other people in the community. They actually got 100 people together to start talking about how they could really make a difference for animals. In 1937, they actually constructed their first shelter. They were in partnership with the Salvation Army, so they housed the animals, and on the same site they provided food and clothing to people. They did some humane education. They had a humane officer that went out and picked up animals. But most of those animals were not finding new homes. And so they were euthanizing or destroying most of the animals. The Humane Society got tired of destroying healthy, adoptable animals. And the root of the problem, they determined, and still is this day, are uninformed or ignorant pet owners, don't know how to properly care for their pets. The Humane Society said, let's educate pet owners, let's do a lot of work in the schools, but let's start spay and neutering efforts. We started spay and neutering in 1979. We worked closely with the Kalamazoo County, the shelter at the time, promoting adoptions there because we didn't have a shelter any longer, but we still wanted to help homeless animals get homes. So we provided adoption promotion, health care of animals at the shelter, which we still do to this day. That is a big part of what we do. We still continue to do education. We still work with the animal shelter. In 2002, we worked with a private veterinarian who had a mobile vet clinic. We started doing spay and neutering once a week out of her clinic. The request for spay and neuter became overwhelming, so we raised about $200,000 and we built a custom 37-foot spay and neuter clinic, a trailer. So we'd pull that to low-income locations in the community and spay and neuter. And since 2002, we've spayed and neutered about 65,000 animals. In 2010, we converted this building we're in on Westnedge to a spay-neuter clinic so we could do more animals. We've done as many as 7,900 surgeries. But ultimately, we've been involved with a $4.75 million capital campaign to build a 12,000 square foot facility. Right now, we're in a building that's 3,200 square feet. So it's about 4 times the size of what we have. It's going to be a high volume spay and neuter clinic, a regular veterinary clinic, a humane education center, and office space. We do one thing here, which is spay and neuter, and we do it very well, and we do it very fast, efficiently, and safely. But we don't charge a lot of money to do it. But still, that's about 1/3 of our income is from spay and neutering. We hold 2 large events each year. One is the first Saturday in May of each year. It's called the Dog Walk, which basically we take over a whole large park in Vicksburg, and we have as many as in our busiest years, up to 4,000 dogs and 2,000 to 3,000 people. The other large event is in the fall of each year, now usually in October. It's called a reverse raffle. Of course, a number of people, volunteers particularly, do a lot of work for us with these projects. We have about 150 volunteers. We have 16 employees. I've been real fortunate to have some wonderful folks, both staff and volunteers, that have helped grow the organization from a one-person staff when I started in '87 to there's 16 now and the 150 volunteers. Animals really play a huge part in people's lives, and that's really reflected in how they invest their money and spend their time, which is kind of neat. So we feel lucky to be an organization that helps service people and service their pets. Particularly, we exist to service the needs of pets that maybe have owners that want to do the right thing, but maybe financially, maybe don't have the money for the office call or to help the animal that stepped on some glass and cut its paw or something like that. We want to be that organization, particularly with our new facility, that doesn't have to say no. We say, bring your animal in. Pay us what you can. We want to help Skippy or Fred or Buffy or whoever it is. We want to alleviate their suffering if we can and help them out. So we look forward to that day when we can do it. We can't do it now, but we know in the near future we're going to be able to do it. So that's exciting.